Hi there, gals. Welcome to another Signature Self show. I am excited today to chat with you about Team You. So, my question for you today is who is on your team? Join me in just a moment and we will discuss that very thing. I'll be right back. All right. Hello, hello. I am excited to share this with you because we have been talking about designing your ideal life. We've talked about multiple things, including the fairy wand life. What does, if I could wave a fairy wand and make your life whatever you want it to be, what it would it be? What does success look like to you? You have to define it to design it. And today we're going to talk about Team You because true success does not happen on your own. You can do a lot of things on your own, don't get me wrong, because we are very capable women, right? But the truth is, we are as successful as the people that we have around us. And the flip can be true too. We can be unsuccessful in direct proportion to the amount of people that we have around us that are not positive or healthy people. So, if you're hopping on, please make sure that you say hello. Yay. Hello, Queen. I'm guessing that's probably Coco. Yay. Um, Let me know if you have any questions, comments. Yep, there it is. Now I know it's Coco. So, yeah, please let me know what you're thinking in the comments. I'd love to hear. But let's talk about your team. And I know Coco knows a lot about this too. She has a team as well for her, all the things that she has done. When you see a super successful woman, I can very much almost guarantee, I can bet that they probably have a team around them because let's face it, yeah, we're super women. We totally are. We can do so freaking much, right? We're so capable. But if you can have a team around you to delegate, to help you with things, it can be friends, family, people that you work with. You could do shares of, time, things like that. Then it's going to be so much better and so much easier. I think somebody said, if you want to grow fast, do it by yourself. But if you want to grow far, have a team of people that you do it with. So let's talk about this concept in different areas of our life. Because when I say Team You, I'm not necessarily just referring to having a business. If you have a business, you definitely probably have people that, you hire out or you use, you have tools. And that's another thing. This can be tools that you use as well. So, for example, when you're first let's talk for a second about a business. A lot of us, when we start a business, we're bootstrapping a business, right? We don't have a ton of money to just invest and throw at things. We may have a little bit, but if we're not careful, it all goes away. So, using things like Canva to help you design stuff, to be able to schedule your social media. I mean, Canva really does a lot. You can get some very basic but good graphic design just by using their templates, using things like AI, ChatGPT, some of these tools that are great for helping you to create content quickly so that you can actually take that initial information and make it your own is so helpful. I can tell you that has been a huge game changer for me because it's not that I couldn't come up with the content on my own. It's that it would take me hours to come up with that when I could have a tool such as that to help me do it. And then I put it in Canva and boom, baby, I got a product and a service, right? So finding tools can also be a part of your team. Now, personal growth, if we're talking about that, having coaches, books. I love when you're broke, a distance mentor is great. That's podcasts, YouTube videos, conferences, things like that you can probably pay less for. I myself and my mentor, we have actually volunteered at conferences so that we can get around the people and get around the content. So there are multiple ways to go about that for personal growth. Borrowing books from the library, going on YouTube. Nowadays, of course, there's TikTok, then Instagram, and so many ways that you can get yourself around that kind of content, and you can curate it so that you're making sure that you're surrounding yourself with amazing people and thought leaders. I love Audible. In fact, that is a huge one. For I think we pay like $24 a month. We get like 3 credits, I think is what we do. And I look at my car, especially when I'm on a road trip, it is a traveling university. I'm going to use that time to learn as much as I can. When I have a new topic, I'm going to go grab books. I'm going to go, watch videos on it. I'm going to like listen to books, actually, is probably more my style, but, utilizing resources that are around you for that personal growth. And it doesn't have to be in business. Again, it can be like a craft you want to learn. It can be, right now I'm taking a class in domestika.org. That's with a K, not a C. And I'm learning how to turn my illustrations into stickers and notebooks and washi tape and stuff. So that whether I do something with it or not, it was a really interesting class to take for like $15. Not a big deal again. And I think they even have a subscription where you can take a class a month for like $6 a month if you get a part of their subscription. So there's so many things like that. The resources today, especially compared to when I first started my business, Coco, I'm sure you too, friend, are phenomenal. There is no reason to not grow in your personal growth or your business or anything that you are trying to do. I promise you, there's so much out there. What about your team for health? And this is physical, mental, emotional. Guys, your health is so important. Having a team around you, whether again, that's a product or service or tool, or physical people, right? I have been in a place for years where I've not been able to, or I have decided not to invest in a physical trainer, but there's so many other things that I can do to invest in my health, and it helps me. In fact, I'm going to be really honest with you guys. I've decided that my physical health is something that I want to go from being good to great. And so one of the things that we're going to start doing today is we're going to start our running again. I hate running. I can run. I know I can. I did it in the military. I can do it, but I hate it. But it is one of the fastest and easiest ways to get yourself, build up endurance for things that you want to do. And I personally would like to be a badass, amazing woman, excuse my language, and in order to do that with my health, I need to change something. And so this is where I've decided to make that change and go from good, because I'm good. I could stay this way forever, but I want to go to great. I'm ready for that next step. And my mental health, I also think that is really important. Finding someone who you can share your stuff that you've been through, who can help you process, who can help you to grow and move forward in your life is very important. And quite frankly, I get really tired of the stigma that we put on getting help for, sorry, I was just looking at a comment. No, I love your badass language. I'm not sure who that is, but thank you. I love it. I really do believe that we should put so much more emphasis on the healing of our mental health and taking care of it. This is something I know that we are working on, and I feel like we have made leaps and bounds past where we were when I was younger. But honestly, I think all of us need it regularly. It's like a check-in, right? Make sure you're doing good. You might have gone through something. You might have stress at work. I mean, there's so many reasons that we can get into a bad headspace, and we can find ourselves using weird coping mechanisms or whatever. We just need it. I don't care how high level person you are. It does not matter. Everybody needs that check-in. I mean, counselors need counselors, right? So how much more do we, those of us who don't have the tools and aren't equipped for that, right? So I can't say enough. That is really key. And having, even a thing like BetterHelp. BetterHelp is out there. That is been provided as a way for less expensive, more accessible help. Therapists, I think it's like 25,000 therapists. I am not an affiliate at all, but I just believe so much in getting that kind of help that if there's a tool that will help you to do that, do it, man. Just do it. Okay. So enough on that. How about your friends? Who's on your team for friends? My boss, and in fact, I just got back from an event and he just talked about this, really believes that you will be successful based on the amount of good relationships that you have. We are like the 5 people that we surround ourselves with, right? We've heard that for years and years and years. And I do think that's true. So he calls them 3 a.m. relationships. Who could you call at 3 a.m. and they would answer the phone? Now, I get we have silencers and things like that that keep us from hearing our phone. In fact, I definitely have no notifications, but those who are close to me know the trick to get through because there is a trick. So how many 3 a.m. relationships do you have that you could call and they would be like, heck yeah, I'll help you, or you could borrow money from, or whatever it was that you needed, you could do that. He believes, and I was challenged by this, I'm not going to lie, that you should have as many as your age, at least. That definitely challenged me because I was like, oh, okay, I guess I have some relationships to nurture. But that's okay. That's a good goal, right? So who's on your team there? Also, there's different levels of friendships. So think about that. It doesn't have to be everybody is your best friend. And quite frankly, I'm very careful with that word best friend. I've been hurt with it. I've had so many issues with it. So I personally am super careful with that. I'll say dear friend or close friend or all those things. But there's a bit of a territorial thing that can come along with best friend that I personally am just really careful with. That's just me. And so to say how many I have, just a small handful, but I have a lot of close friends. I have a lot of acquaintances, all people that I love and adore, but, just different levels of frequency of getting together, prioritization, all of that. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm going to skip a few of these. What I'm doing is I'm going through the wheel of life. I have it over here on the side. I don't actually have it up on the screen because last week I was having issues with that. And I thought, you know what? We don't need that up. But I love this wheel of life for many things. You'll actually see me using it for a lot of stuff. Another area that I am actually looking to go from good to great is my career. So sometimes in our careers, we have to do things that are just maybe a stretch for us. And I've had that. I've got some amazing things happening in my work. I love everything that I do, but there are some things that I need to do to stretch me. So finding the things that only you can do are really important. And there are a few of those things that are a stretch for me that only I can do, right? There are other things, though, that it's not going to matter if my hands touch it or somebody else on my team touches it, like my VA, right? So finding those things and making sure that I am doing the things that are in my zone of genius that only I can do can be really key. And if you have somebody who can help you, and again, whether this is work or a business or whatever, there are so many resources out there, guys, that you can utilize and use for your benefit to be able to do your job. So don't feel like it all has to be on you. Now, what about when you're at work and maybe you have kids? So who's taking care of your kids? I know childcare is crazy expensive these days, but I have seen people get really creative with this. Maybe your child is old enough that you don't need full-time daycare, but maybe you just need somebody who goes, picks them up from school, maybe takes them and gets them a snack or makes them a snack at home, and gets them started on their homework. That's not a full-time babysitter. That could be like a teenager who drives and is reliable, that could help get that going. So that is somebody who is on your team, right? To make sure that your mind is not having to think about all the things after your child gets off of work. They're safe, they're going to have a little bit of fun, and they're taken care of, right? So that you can finish off your day and then get home, and that is one less thing off of your load. Maybe it's doing that, sharing with another mom, right? Or another parent, partner, whoever. There's so many different ways that you can do that, just kind of taking care of things. Finances. Oh my gosh. Who is on your team for finances? This is one of those areas. Finances break up 95% of marriages. And even if you're not married, let's say you're single or whatever scenario you find yourself in, there is nothing, at least that I have seen, and this is just my own experience, but there is nothing that can stop you in your tracks from accomplishing the things you want to accomplish, like money struggles. Money struggles suck. And if you don't know a lot about money, it's not totally your fault, because let's face it, they don't teach it in school. A lot of parents don't know how to do finances. I mean, a lot of what we figured out was from mentorship, right? So there are ways to get mentorship with money that don't have to cost a lot. I mean, obviously, at some point, you might want a financial advisor. But if you're barely keeping, from paycheck to paycheck, that's probably not where you're at. So maybe you need to go get a book. Maybe you need to take a class like Financial Peace University. There's plenty of mentors out there, distance mentors, that you can listen to podcasts, read their books, get the information that they have free online, and do what you need to do. A long time ago, when we were super duper broke, we were barely making, we weren't even making it paycheck to paycheck. We were borrowing from the next paycheck to pay off bills for the current paycheck. I mean, we really were struggling. We were very broke. And somebody was like, hey, I think you need to take the Financial Peace University class. We're going to take it. You should take it with us. And it was like, I don't know, $100 or something like that. And it was not an easy decision to make. Like, I won't lie to you. We first were like, no, we can't afford it. Then we were like, can we afford not to take it? Like, we really could use the help, but it's $100. I think we had to decide, like, okay, we'll just pay part of our electric bill. We'll do this, and then we'll finish our electric bill at the end of the month, because we just really felt like we needed to do it. And let me tell you, I'm so glad we made that decision. Immediately, I mean, within the first class, we learned how to be better about budgeting. And that alone, that one thing, budget is not a 4-letter word, guys, gals. It actually can be the path to freedom. And one of these days, I'll bring on somebody that can teach us about that a little bit more. But I promise you, just telling your money where it needs to go before it goes, instead of it telling you where it needs to go, is a game changer. So, point being, for your team, if you can't afford a financial advisor, that's okay. Go get a book. Go sign up for a course. Go online. Go to YouTube. There's so many resources out there now. Take the time to get power over your money, because I can tell you, if you want to chase dreams and you want to do some big stuff, you can do a lot being broke. You can bootstrap quite a bit. But having the finances to be able to invest in yourself more, there is nothing that is going to give you a better return than that. So get your finances under control for sure. So find someone to get on your team. And then as you start making more, which would be my goal for you, you're making more, you're bringing in more, you're learning more about money, then get a financial advisor. Those are amazing. I have a financial advisor on my team, and it's very exciting to think about the things that we're going to be able to do, the generosity we'll be able to have, the things we'll be able to build, because we're taking the time now to think through ideas with our money with a financial advisor. But we were not there 10 years ago, not even close. But it's because we got someone on our team. We took the FPU class. I actually listen to the podcast almost constantly. My poor kids grew up with that song and they don't like it, from Dave Ramsey. But then Dave Ramsey led me to Dan Miller, who helped me with, career and business and things like that, so that I could build something and make a lot more. So there's so much that you guys can do with this. So think about Team You. And then let's talk about looks even. Next week, I'm going to actually be talking about personal brand. And I believe I have Amanda Goff scheduled to come on, and we're going to talk about brand and personal brand. There is this whole scene in Legally Blonde where she talks about her friends like, I don't know why you're completely ignoring your signature color. And I was like, oh, we can have a signature color? Okay. I don't know why that was such an eye-opener for me, but it was at the time. And I was like, I need a signature color. And yeah, actually my signature colors are rose gold and pink. If you know me, those are my colors. Rose gold or gold. I love both. And pink. Those are my signature colors. But I also have a team that helps me to look good, right? My hair artist, Christina Shioni. She is amazing and does a great job finding a great hairstylist. I don't know. I know this is totally a vanity thing, but at the same time, I feel amazing when I have good hair. There's just something about it. I love it when I'm, got good skincare. So my skincare people, there's so many things. My stylist, I was a stylist at Lane Bryant, but I learned a lot from them. And I would definitely say going and getting clothing at a place where they do have stylists, it can be a little more spendy, but you could either hire a stylist, which you could totally do. Julie Udell is amazing at that. Or you can go buy some clothing. It might be a tiny bit more, but basically the price of the stylist is built in there. I'm pretty sure Nordstrom's does that. And even if you only do it once, maybe twice, it actually is pretty amazing to get somebody from the outside. It's basically like a coach. It's a stylist coach helping you to think through what you're trying to communicate to yourself and to everyone else about yourself through what you wear and what you put on yourself. And not everybody needs to do that. If you just want to go for comfort, that's okay. But some of us, if we're building something or we're chasing dreams or we're doing some of these different things, we're going to want to have, figure out what we're communicating to people. It's actually pretty key, because you can really either set yourself up for success. You can also set yourself up for failure. I just saw again on LinkedIn the other day, a acquaintance of mine shared, he's an internship recruiter. And he was like, hey, even if you're meeting online, how about you dress up even a little bit, right? We seem to think that has gone away, that etiquette, but it's not. It hasn't gone away. You should be thinking about that if you are trying to build something. I am the first impressions director for 48 Days. And so making sure that I, am put together when I'm on camera is actually pretty key. Because I'm always representing 48 Days Eagles. And so I want to make sure that I represent that way. So just be thinking about that kind of stuff. And if you have any questions about any of these, please feel free to reach out. I'm happy to jump on a phone call. But think about who is on your team, who or what resources. If you want to, do anything, really anything in life, even just building good communities, it is really, really key to think about who you have on your team. So I love this topic. Please feel free to reach out. If you are watching from Facebook, my Facebook personal profile, or YouTube, please feel free to find the information and PDFs and everything else that we have with the Signature Self Show in the Gals community. I'd love to welcome you in. Come on in, see if we're your people. We do a lot of fun things. So, and we're continuing to add to that. So we would love to have you. I think that's it for this week. All right, guys, have a fantastic rest of your week. Thank you for the interaction and comments. I love you guys so much. And I cannot wait to see you next week. And I'm pretty sure I have it written down, but I'm going to double check. You'll see it soon. I'll get it up. I'll get it put up pretty soon. I'll have Amanda Goff on next week talking about personal brand and business brand, along with this topic that pretty much just goes along with this topic. So I hope you guys will join us. All right. Have a fantastic day. Bye.